Hello, come on in.
Hi.
Hey, Megan, what's going on? What's going on? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So let's jump right into it before we even get started. How was your week?
It was a very good week. So it's Friday, so it's the end of the week, so I'm very excited for the weekend.
Okay. Aren't we all?
Yes. But it's good. I am very happy with my schedule this week and how college is going now, and I think I've started to find a really good balance with my activities and my homework and my everything. And I don't know, I think college is just overall going better than it was previously, so that's always a good sign.
It is always a good sign, and that's good to hear. So before anything, I know last week we spoke. Well, last time we spoke, um, one of the assignments that I actually gave you an assignment.
Yes.
So walk me through how your week was. Did you at times where were there any times during the week where you felt like you was like stressed and you need to write it down? And if so, could you describe these moments?
Sure. So last time we left, I was talking about trying to, like get some things off my schedule and like maybe not be so involved with everything I was doing, but to cut it back to be more manageable.
Okay.
So that was a hard thing for me to do. Because I just couldn't decide what I wanted to keep doing, because they were all really important to me. But I mean, you can only do so many things anyway. So I started to like make like pro and con lists about like which activities and like clubs like meant more to me than others, and which ones it was more important for me to continue to be like a regular member in, compared to as opposed to like just putting part of me into all these little clubs, like focusing on like a few, and then like having more time for my work and social activities instead of just like spreading myself thin. So I made pro and con lists for like, I like doing them, but I was trying to debate like which things to take out of my schedule that would still make me happy, but like give me more time for myself and for my friends and to call home every once in a while and stuff like that. So I think that really helped me, just like seeing what I liked about certain things, and like if I realized maybe one or two things I was doing just because it looked good, or like I was just using it to fill time instead of actually like looking forward to doing it. So I think that process and writing down how I felt about each of the situations was really helpful for me to figure out which ones to cut back on.
Okay. So what is your current state right now? Now that you have liberated some of your time, what is your current state of mind right now?
I guess relaxed, which and a little relieved, which is interesting because I never thought in the middle of the semester I would feel kind of relaxed. But it's nice. I actually had a few times this week where I was able to just stop and do things for myself, watch more TV instead of doing work all the time, and so I guess calmer is a good way to put it too.
Okay. What what were some main challenges that you have faced during this activity that I gave you to do?
Um, I guess just getting over the fact that I wanted to be involved in all these things, so it would look good for like getting into grad school later on, and like putting on my resume, and like just I guess the outward appearance of it instead of like what I actually want to do. So how it would look to like future schools I applied to and my programs and stuff, compared to how I actually saw it. So once I took away the outsider perspective of it, like not really caring because like I mean I'm only a sophomore, so like giving myself time that I don't need to do everything right away for grad school. It really helped me to like, I don't know, think of what I wanted to do. So I took the outsider perspective out, and then from there it was much easier to figure out how I felt about all the different things I was looking at.
Okay. Now during the week, how many times during the week did you have you time? As in time for Megan?
I didn't count them, but I would say at least once a day I probably did something that I let myself, like I would come home from class, and instead of like running to a meeting or starting homework right away, I would like give myself time to do, like I would watch an episode of TV, or I would read for fun, or I would go over to a friend's house and go out to dinner. So at least once a day, and some days I would say like even more.
Okay.
So that's really positive.
Okay. So from what I understand, based on the responses I'm receiving, this activity really helped you to cope with the stress levels that you were facing, correct?
Yes, definitely correct.
Okay. So now that we know the extracurricular aspect, now let's see how it affected your academics. How do you feel now with this activity on an academic standpoint?
I'm definitely not stressed about my academics anymore because I am a very not procrastinator. So having
Well, that's always good.
Yeah. I get anxiety when I procrastinate and wait till the night before, so I plan my schedule ahead of time. But I feel great about my academics, so I'm actually ahead.
Okay.
So like I can have, if I don't feel like doing work one night because I'm just too tired, like it doesn't matter. Like it won't affect my day the next day because I'm ahead. So if I give myself 2 nights off, like that's fine. Like, I know I'll still do well in school. My academics and my reading is up to date, so that's always a good sign. So it's helped me in that way as well because I'm not anxious about it anymore because I know that it's going to get done, and that if it doesn't get done, I have time to do it now instead of being like, oh, well, I can't do it Thursday night because I have this meeting, and I can't do it Friday because I have work. Like, be like, okay, well, Thursday night is open, so Thursday night can be my homework night if I'm stressing about a test or something.
Okay. Now, do you remember the goals that we set last session?
To take something out of my schedule?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it seems like you are on the right track in terms of your goal setting.
Yes.
And you have completed your goals. Now, I know that we went over that briefly last week.
Mm-hmm.
But did you during the week set any other goals for yourself that you want to accomplish?
I guess I didn't set any like in stone.
Yeah.
But let me think for a second.
Not a problem.
I guess I kind of want to just. So I told you it's like distressing and like not distressing in a bad way, like de-stressing. And yes,
okay.
And very good with like how I've given myself like some me time and stuff like that. And I just think that it'd be good for me to keep that in mind and maybe start to do more things that are positive for myself and like fill that time with some other things. Like I've been interested in starting yoga, or like I don't really want to do meditation, but like something like that's healthy for like my body too, because I've stopped playing sports and stuff now that I'm in college. It's just a lot. So maybe just use that time not to like fill in another block with something I have to do, but like learn some new things that like I'll enjoy doing that are like self-care and for me. So I don't know, maybe like I said, yoga, maybe something athletic just to like exercise and feel good about my body too, and eat healthy. I don't know, just like positive choices in my life to like make them less, to make myself less stressful and to make myself feel better about myself.
Okay. Oh, that's good. It just feels like, you know, you're on the right track and you're really making a stand for yourself. But let me just ask you a question. In terms of your academics, like I know you say you're on top of them, but how are you doing in terms of like of course load itself?
Like how many credits?
Not how many credits, but like how are you coming along with your homework?
I mean, I told you earlier that I feel very ahead of it, which is very good. I'm even like helping other students with their homework, so that's always good. I wouldn't add any more coursework to my load.
Yeah.
I think that would be too much. But I think I am also very comfortable with where I'm at with it. But I'm also keeping in mind that I'm only a sophomore and that courses will probably get more difficult as I go ahead. So maybe keeping that in mind before I register for next semester and decide how many classes I want to take in the future would be helpful.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I really like my courses and my professors. So that's really positive.
Okay. Are you planning ahead for next year?
Not really. I mean, I know I should be making a meeting soon with my advisor. So I guess we'll talk about that kind of thing. I don't really know what courses I want to take next semester.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I could look and start thinking about next year a little bit more, but I haven't started yet. Yeah.
Okay. So last week, or sorry, last session,
Mhm.
one of the vital points of our conversation related around your parents. Now, how has the how has life been at the house since our last session?
Um. Overall, I would say good. Um. I try to kind of build my independence a little bit more, and like I was out probably more instead of in doing homework and stuff. So I was trying to put a little distance, I guess, not because they're bad or anything, but just I'm growing up and I want to be more independent, not dependent. So that was good. A little stressful because my grandmother was in the hospital last week.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She's back home and that's all good. So that was very stressful, and it was interesting to see like the family dynamic like act during while like something was going on. And I think that we're in that like little honeymoon phase where like something happened and like now you're all like, oh, like grateful for each other and stuff, which is always great. I mean, I'm always grateful for them.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's a weird place right now because like everyone's just kind of getting over that. But for the most part, I would say that they're good. It's nice that I've had some time to myself because it's made me have more opportunities to like call home if I wanted to. So like I feel like it's a different dynamic because instead of like being home stuck in my room doing homework, I can be out and like enjoying myself and like look forward to like hearing from them instead of like being annoyed if they come in while I'm doing homework because I'm trying really hard to get something done. So I think that me relieving stuff from my schedule has helped our overall relationship because I'm not stressed all the time at home either when I go home.
Okay. Um. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but as you know, this is our last session.
Yes.
So walk. So help me walk. Help me walk. Help me walk through your progression since you've been here. Like, what has been the feel for you from your first session to now?
Okay. My first session, to be honest, I didn't want to come. Nothing against you. I'm very much a figure it out, do it on my own type of person. So I was having struggles with transitioning from one school to another. We talked about that and the reasons why I transferred and all, but transferring turned out to be a lot more difficult than I imagined it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that I was just going to tough it out and figure out what the semester was going to bring, and that even though my schedule was overloaded, I would work it all out and stuff. So then after the first session, I felt a little bit more comfortable because we just were able to talk and I could tell you what was going on. So that was really helpful. And it was helpful to get an outsider's perspective on some of the things going on because even when I would talk to friends or family, they didn't want to give me help me through it because they didn't want to give me advice that was wrong or tell me to do something that made my decision for me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess that was helpful to have an outsider's perspective on that. And then, as you know, we talked about the whole writing thing that you told, the homework that you gave me was helpful. And I think that my college experience overall is improving. So I guess that's a big step, and I am not nervous about what I can and can't do anymore because I feel like I now have a better handle on the situation than I did before.
So would you say anything? What are some changes that you have inhibited in yourself since the first session? What changes have you felt about yourself?
I guess I'm able to relax more and enjoy the moment more and not worry so much. I mean, everyone worries, I still worry, but I don't worry that I'm gonna miss out on an opportunity just because I don't go to something, or I'm learning to live in the moment and be mindful of things around me, and yeah, just to make time for me. And it's shown me that that definitely helps you. It doesn't hurt you by taking time out of your day to do something for yourself. It helps you in all other aspects because it like energizes you and I don't know, and just taking like things out of my schedule has improved my time here a lot. So that's definitely a huge improvement from the first session because in the first session I didn't really even know what was going on campus yet. So I saw like I didn't know what was going on, then I did everything, and now I'm starting to find my balance of like what's good to do and what's too much.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that these sessions are really helping you navigate through through the different notions in terms of how you really navigate through your time here. And what's really important for you to understand is how to go about it, how to go above and beyond, and always sometimes stepping back, because it's important as a college student to really, if you see yourself doing too much, it's important for us to step back, So that's why it's important that we see what we can handle, what we cannot handle. I understand before when we had our first discussion, the first session, he was talking about, getting involved on campus, and you did. But what happened?
It was too much.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
And what has changed since then? Obviously, the fact that you went about, I guess, reducing the amount of time that you devote to campus activities, but really making time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's really one of the main things I wanted you to take away from these sessions. Is really for you to make time for yourself. And obviously you created all these goals for yourself and you have completed them. But that doesn't mean that you are going to finish with setting goals, because always setting goals is what's going to help you keep motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I think it'll help me in other aspects of life, because like even when I get into a future job or something, it doesn't mean that I have to take on like all these responsibilities or stuff. Like I know that limiting myself to doing like obviously not doing like I have to be able to do enough, but like limiting what I do will help better results. So I think that'll be really helpful in the future with relationships and with life and all of that kind of stuff. So I think it's a good place to start.
Okay. So as you know, this is the last session and we're going towards termination.
Yes.
So how do you what is going through your mind right now as we're getting close to the end of our sessions?
I feel very confident moving forward with what we've talked about and my improvements I've made while I've been here. So I'm really excited about that and taking what you've showed me and the homework you've given me and using that, like I just said, in other aspects of my life, I think will be very important and empowering. So thank you for that. And I'm very happy I came, and I think this was really useful. And yeah.
Well, it's funny how, well, not funny. It's interesting to me that when you first came in here, you were correct me if I'm wrong, it felt like you were closed in, like you didn't want to just be here. As you mentioned, you didn't want to be here.
I don't open up easily.
Yes. But now with the forms of conversation that we have and really setting our goals and really identifying where the problems lie within, and really us collaborating together for us to find the best route or solution for you. And it's really important that you see that on an everyday basis you continue to set goals for yourself. You continue to do X, Y, and Z things to make sure you are on the right track for you. Now, as we're getting close to the end, is there anything else that you would like to maybe bring up?
I guess just if I still have 2 more years here.
Okay.
So, I mean, is it possible if I need it to come back in the future?
Yes, absolutely. So one thing you should know is my door's always open. I'm always here for I'm always here for you to, for advisements, or maybe just to even talk. Because honestly, I have an open door policy. So
Okay.
if you come in, you want to talk, you're more than welcome to. I also, before you leave, I want to give you my email address and a phone number you can reach me, my office number, so that if you can't reach me in person, you can also reach me on my cell and on my email address as well. Because I want to keep tabs with you. I want to see how you're doing. So you better not go off and be a complete ghost now. I want to keep up with you in terms of tasks. I want to see how you're doing because it's important to me that your success is complete and absolute.
Okay.
That's my job. Okay?
Yes.
And Megan, all I can say to you is, you have been amazing, and all I can say for now is this is not a goodbye. This is more like a see you later. You know. Um, so before we wrap this up, is there anything else you want to ask or tell?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you for everything.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure working with you and talking with you, Megan. And I hope to see you soon in the near future. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You take care. All right. You better not go ghost on me. All right. You take care.